Well, we've got a nice wind, haven't we? Sun's out, but there's cloud cover coming in. Sunny periods is alright. There's a whole other explanation of that. It's too early in the morning to go into it. It's not that early. So, yeah, you know, there's no rush at this time of year. I generally find runs don't tend to come first thing in the morning this time of year. Often it can be sort of, 7:30, 8 o'clock onwards, so no rush. Although I do like to get here before time and get settled in well before, but, I had a hard day yesterday cutting grass. My garden, as some of you will know, is massive. And I grew the grass really long this year. I let it go wild and just cut lots of paths through it. And it got to about 6 foot high. So yesterday I had to cut it all down. And bar it. And, yeah. So, rigs out in the usual spots. A good kilo or more spread out. Already seen one fish roll. But this time of year, you might not spot any fish rolling, but you'll catch, so I'm not too concerned about not spotting fish. I get a feeling a lot of the time at this time of year they're already down, they're already down, so they don't need to roll. They get that gulp of air to adjust their swim bladder. Oh, we've still got that nice wind. The sun is still out, although a bit of cloud has been around. I'm not too concerned. Fish are rolling out there, over there, to the left, in front of me. So there's fish around. I made a slight alteration to my rig this week. I was playing around with it quite a lot over the weekend. And to get it to do what I want it to do, I changed it slightly. So we'll see how that pans out today. Considering how many fish are in here, how big they are, how hungry they get, how many people are fishing here, I reckon I should be catching more than 2 a week. I should be catching 3, 4, maybe more, 5. So that's why I sort of spent the weekend. Kitchen table was just littered with stuff. And I left it all there overnight as well. Yeah. But I figured it out. And I'm happy. We'll see if I can get 4 this week. I don't want to sound greedy, but just thinking, time's running out. I really need to get stuck in as much as possible. I'm not complaining. I've been averaging a couple of fish most weeks. There's only been a few weeks where I've not caught since the end of June. So, yeah. I've lost a few as well. That happens, That one was a much bigger one. They really are starting to roll in front of me here. They really are. And it's a few different fish, that's for sure. So, yeah. Well, the weather forecast seems to be just right. The early morning sunshine has disappeared behind some cloud. It's high cloud, not like we had last week. There is some lower stuff though. So we'll see how it develops during the day. But this time of year, bites can come pretty much at any time of the day, really. And I've noticed that I've been getting them. That 37 last week came at 3 o'clock. I think first one came at 10. That was on Thursday. And I think Tuesday, when did I catch that fish? That was about 10 or 11 as well. So it rained a hell of a lot last night. The ground is really wet. The boat literally had a foot of water in it. It took me quite a while to bail it out. but it's a perfect platform for me for landing fish, because it's still a little bit shallow. It's not too bad, but yeah, that makes it a lot easier. And tide like that, I can step into it without it moving around or moving away from the bank or anything, so it's quite safe. This is quite an open swim, got quite an open area, so every chance to keep the fish in front of us, which is what I've been able to do most of the time. Yeah, it's looking good. A few fish rolling here and there. Happy days. I really expect those to go off. Every time I can't expect to catch. I mean, I choose the days carefully. Fish are rolling out there. I've got a feeling these rods are going to go off soon. One of them. I sit here, nervous as anything, just on edge all the time, switched on, can't relax. Not this time of day anyway, not when I'm expecting a run. And you never know what it's going to be. I'll tell you what though, when you hook into one of those big ones, they don't move. It's just like you're snagged up, crazy. And then they start to move. Yeah. It's looking good. Weather's turned out just as the weather forecast predicted. I'm well pleased. I think it shows a good day. I don't normally go on Mondays. Normally it's a Tuesday onwards, but yeah, it looked good. I've got a busy week, so yeah. There's a carp moving all around there, all around in front of me. The sun is out a little bit. The trouble with that, of course, is it increases visibility, which means it's harder to fool them. So, but I'm still confident that I should be able to catch one this morning. It's not so bad. And it's late in the year, like I say, the sun doesn't get so high in the sky, so the angle of the sun hitting the water, not so penetrating. Well, they're still boshing out here and there. Right in front of me. Yeah. I was hoping for more cloud this morning, I've got to be honest. I mean, I can see everything on the bottom of that. Down to several feet. I'm sure the carp can see just as well. So yeah. They are about bulk time. It's a bit cramped here, I've got to be honest. I'm trying to get out of the sunshine. There's not a lot of shade. I think that's about right. Oh, we've got a nice one. Similar to a few of the others that I've caught. Really fat. Go. That's 24 pounds and 8 ounces. So happy days. I got my morning fish. I was beginning to wonder, a little bit of cloud come over and off the rod went. I'll show you the other side. I think it's exactly the same, to be honest with you. There you go. Check it out. Right, a few pictures. Pop it back, point it down the lake. Let's see if we can't get another. Well, the wind direction's changed slightly, as you can see. Look at all the cloud. And all of a sudden it just appeared. Started raining for a little bit. That was a nice fish. Right hand rod. One straight out in front of me, boom. Well pleased. And I just looked at the pictures and it looks so much bigger than 24/8. It really does. That was a whopper, that one. There's some whoppers in here. There's some real lumps. I'm having such fun. I want to catch them all. So the rig, my little top just knocked there. Something I forgot to mention actually, this place has crayfish in it. Although they're not supposed to be so much of a problem anymore, but I've been thinking that some of those pools and stabs are definitely crayfish, you know. So, yeah. But my baits are not coming back marks, my rigs are coming back fine, so I'm not too concerned. So the rig worked well. Fish was hooked perfectly in the bottom lip, which is exactly where I want to nail them. Don't really want to be hooking them in the scissors or anything, so yeah, well pleased that that went off. I was sitting here beginning to wonder if my chance had gone with the sun being so bright today, but it's still pushing its way out of those clouds, but yeah, I think we'll be alright, and hopefully this evening will be good too. Now, the wind direction has definitely changed, hasn't it? It's sort of more northeasterly than the southwesterly that's supposed to be blowing, and it's supposed to be blowing a westerly later today, straight down the lake, so that's the thing in the fens, you do sometimes get local weather. I keep saying it, but it's flat, it moves, you know. Yeah, fish have stopped boshing. Oh, that's to be expected. They're boshing out in front of me, down there and over there, just everywhere, all morning. Sitting here literally on the edge of my seat, thinking it's got to go off any time, but then the sun, you know. Yeah, it's great. Everything is working, isn't it? I just want it to work better. If I can get it to work better. Oh, yeah. What a lovely fish though. It was a stonker. Pictures came out brilliant. For those of you watching who don't know, I use an app to take my pictures called Voice Selfie. You basically set the camera up. You can set it up looking to you with the screen so you can get the shot, or you can do it the other way around. And all you do is say, take a picture. And it takes a picture. It's pretty good. Yeah. Well, the wind's still blowing in the wrong direction, like at me. And of course, I'm going to get wet if it rains. And I've spotted a few drips here and there. It doesn't look like rain up there, but you never can tell. So I don't know what's going on. It's supposed to be literally the opposite way, 180 degrees the opposite way. Yeah. Fish boshed out over there a little while ago. It's really not good at the moment. I had a lovely wind earlier, didn't I? Now what's going on? Honestly, you can never really be sure which way the wind is going to blow here. I've noticed that. It's very strange, but yeah, you know, the weather forecast is saying southwesterly. I don't know what to make of it, except to say it's local weather. I'm hoping it will swing, but that rain is starting to come. You can see it. Oh, there's another fish. Oh no, that was a coot. Alright, well I might have to move the umbrella. Oh, I've been staring at the cloud and it's moving in this direction, but the wind is going the opposite way, down here anyway. But up there, it's definitely moving that way. Well, the rain's here. I think the wind has shifted a little bit in my favour. Fish just boshed out over there a little while ago. It was a right whopper. Big roll. So they're still around. Be nice to get a second fish today and follow it up with a couple more on Thursday. That'll be the next day I'll come here. Possibly tomorrow. Nice fish just boshed over my area. Still around. Well, the wind's back in the right direction. I think what was happening there was the front was moving over the top of us, and of course fronts go round and round. So that's the reason why the wind direction had changed. The front moved in, the rain, and then the wind's back to where it's supposed to be. Fish are rolling. 4 fish have rolled in the last 15 minutes. Or 4 rolls anyway. At least 2 of the fish are different, at least. There's 2 come from the left, 2 from the right. Possibly 3, so yeah. They're about. They're active. It's September. It can be a good month. Oh, look at him. Yeah. That's golden flank there. Wait for them rods to go off again. So I've been looking at the pictures of that fish, and the one I caught last Thursday, I'm pretty sure it's the same fish. So there you go. Greedy little thing. The scale patterns match identically, so often you'll get fish that look very similar, but generally speaking they'll have 1 or 2 scales here and there that are different, so that one doesn't, so I'm pretty sure it's the same fish. Right, it's 3 o'clock, so I've just had a recast and rebaited. I used a little bit less bait today as well, for some reason, I don't know why. Well, hopefully that will sort me out for the next, well, I've got about 4 hours fishing left. Before it gets dark, I should be leaving then, get home, get a shower, hot meal, comfy bed. Perhaps a bit of telly beforehand as well. Looking good though. Water's dark, moving. You could do with some of those rolling waves. They're the ones you want. So there you go. That's what I mean by the rolling waves. You can follow a wave all the way down the lake until it tumbles and disappears. They just keep coming. It's almost mesmerising. When it's like this, the water's dark and the waves are rolling like this, I always feel confident. It's perfect, isn't it? It's got to be. Whatever happens, I'm enjoying myself being out here. It's fantastic. Couldn't live my life any other way. I love to be outside, as much as possible. Except perhaps in the winter. You never know what life's got in store. Always take advantage of the moment. Don't wait for tomorrow, it never comes. is only ever today. Well, sun's just coming up. Those rods are out, baited up, all ready. The wind today is supposed to be a southwesterly, so it should be pushing that way. As you can see, the trees are blowing that way and the wind is blowing that way, and the water all around. It swirls about here. So last night I stayed until 6. I got the run, just about to land it, and it pulled off. So bit of an odd day yesterday, repeat capture and a lost fish. Hopefully today will be better. Alright. Oh, there's a nice fish just rolled there. Had a couple of fish roll already this morning. So they're already active. This is good. Weather's absolutely, totally overcast. Of course the weather can be as much of a surprise each hour here than anything else. It doesn't ever seem to be quite what the weather forecast is saying. And yeah, even though you can see the trees blowing, there you go, there's again. Even though you can see the trees blowing southwesterly and the clouds moving southwesterly, I'm sure the southwesterly wind hits that bank and just bounces off of it. I'm not moaning, I'm just complaining. There's a difference. Well, there's at least one active fish out there at the moment. We've had about 3 or 4 rolls in the last 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's the same fish. Rolls just here, there, there. So, yeah. Last night when I was sitting here, it was piling in. The fish rolled right over the area. 20 minutes later, off it went. Played the fish, fought quite hard. Must have weakened the hook hold, I guess. I don't know. But just bringing it into the boat. I never saw the fish, by the way. Don't even know how big it was. I don't think it was a monster because of the way it came in so easily and quickly, and didn't feel like a big one. But even so, it's annoying when you lose fish. The job's not done until it's in the back of the net, is it? But, I've lost them before. I'm a lot more philosophical about it all nowadays. And this wind is sort of swinging around and blowing about. But basically it's supposed to be going in that direction. We're not due rain today, but well, you never know. So I've got the brolly with me. It would be nice though to start getting stuck into these fish a little bit more. Actually, doing quite well. But like I say, I'm pretty much down here on my own a lot of the time. There's a lot of fish in here, so I think a couple of runs a day, is what I'm looking for, and obviously to improve on that. The window of opportunity is, bloody coots are arguing all the time, aren't they? Window of opportunity is September, October. By the end of October, it'll tail off, it always does. But we'll see. Let's get a bit closer. So we started off on a small one. These things, they always put up a hell of a scrap. They're not like the bigger ones that just behave themselves. These just like to go completely nutty. Oh, I think it's probably a Homer common. That is 14.5 pounds. It's a clean fish. Look at that, well clean. They go all over the place, these bloody things, don't they? Still, one day it'll be a bigger fish. It's over doubles, so I'll put it back. So the rods are back out, and I've baited up again. A couple of good handfuls on each rod. I came to the left hand rod. Does seem to be the favoured rod here. And just as I was baiting up, fish rolled out there. Another one over there. So the wind's sort of settling. It's a south-southwesterly at the moment, according to the weather forecast, and I think that's correct. So it's coming sort of from over the shoulder, but it will veer to the southwest in an hour or two. So hopefully it'll push down a little. Well, it's really blowing a hoolie today. The wind has settled more round to the west now, so it's pushing down the lake nicely. And fish roll over my area recently. They're still popping their heads out here and there. To be honest with you, I was hoping for a much better morning, but there you go. I think I need to change my tactics a little bit, perhaps fish different areas, and yeah, I'll give it some thought over the week and come back next week with perhaps a slightly different approach. But I can see where the fish are rolling and where they are, so I've got something to work on.